Mr. Weinthal, what are your thoughts on the conference so far?
Well, I think the conference has been very instructive from my point of view. I'm a journalist based in Israel and in Germany, and the topic of the genocide of Christians in Asia Minor is a largely neglected genocide, at least within my branch, journalism. Very few people know about it. Obviously, people from the Federation here who are descendants of victims, but it's a topic that I think is screaming out to be publicized about, and there's a pressing need to raise consciousness about the genocide of Greek Christians. So I think the conference has been invaluable from my perspective because I've learned a great deal. It's a topic that I've dealt with mainly in terms of a book review about a recent study by two Israeli professors, and that of course helps one with knowledge, but to actually hear speakers in Athens who are the descendants of victims from what Anatolia, or what is now Turkey, and what was largely a thriving Greek community, breathes a certain amount of life and I think fire into my experience and my knowledge of this horrific persecution of Greek Christians, a genocide, and it strikes me that a conference like this will help to advance not only knowledge, but I think create, based on what I've experienced at this conference, more activism, especially in the political sphere, to confront the Turks and the government of Erdogan about the need for Turkey to recognize the genocide, not only of the Armenians, but of the Greek Christians and the Assyrians. And that, I think, is the next stage. And that's going to require a lot of political will from the Greek government, but also from other democratic governments in the world. Of course, the United States, Israel, where I live, and European countries that have are perceived to have a moral voice on the world stage. They're the ones who should internalize, I think, the lessons of this conference and confront Turkey right now about its responsibility to recognize the genocide, as I mentioned, not only of Armenians, but of Greek Christians and Assyrians. So that's been one other key takeaway.